το άγνωστο, το ανεξήγητο, μυστικά σύμβολα, αόρατοι ταξιδιώτες. Ο Ιων Πανίδης σας οδηγεί στο μονοπάτι του ανεξήγητου κάθε Παρασκευή στις 10 το βράδυ και για 2 ώρες. Ελάτε να ανακαλύψουμε μαζί το μέλλον μέσα από το μυστικό παρελθόν των αιώνων. Στον Ελλάδα FM, στο ελεύθερο ραδιόφωνο.
Amount of standing and flattened elements also show to be the same figures in a scale of 1 to 10. Its construction is of the most advanced geometry, consisting of 144 circles around a circle. Challenging enough to construct on paper, but in the middle of a crop field at night and even without touching the center of the pattern. This remarkable formation, only lasting a few hours before the harvesters moved in, not only in total clarity symbolizes the DNA spiral, but also the squaring of the circle and the relationship between the Earth and Moon by divine numbers. And to add it all up, the sum of these two numbers is 1296, which again is 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. In the ancient Greek alphabet, these numbers correlate to letters spelling out a name. That name is Goddess of all creation.
To me, even now, after having lived with this diagram for 2 years, my hair stands on end. I've got goosebumps because, you know, as a designer, if someone came to me and said, look, I want you to design a picture which has got 792 elements somehow and 504 elements, see if you can come up with something interesting. To come up with that, a perfect rotating DNA spiral, encoding those numbers, is in itself a work of genius. But then to find that in a wheat field in August, there, beautifully formed, and it seems to me the most sane way of dealing with this is to accept that this is a demonstration of a level of intelligence and compassion towards us, which is pulling us up. We have to look at the square in the face, and I think it's a truly extraordinary bit of intelligence and geometry.
gente quebrando pedra pra fazer casa. Tá gravando, cara? Tô. Não subiu, porra. Você quer uma faca só, assim? Pô, pai. Mas antes, tem uma coisa pra fazer. Minha aventura no episódio de hoje. Agora deve ser um sonho refletivo.
Das ist jetzt der zweite Kornkreis, den ich in der Gegend anschaue. Der letzte war jetzt in Reisting. Und ich finde es einfach faszinierend, weil man ja nicht wirklich erklären kann, wie es kommt. Und das ist einfach so ein Moment, wo man jetzt, sagen wir mal, mit einem, was man sich nicht erklären kann, in der heutigen Zeit, wo man alles erklären muss.
Also ich glaube, sie ist von Hand gemacht. Ja, mit einer Maschine, würde ich jetzt behaupten. Aber sie ist wirklich toll gemacht. Ja. Also es ist sehr ansprechend, hier durchzulaufen. Schade, dass man nicht noch das Ganze von oben jetzt betrachten kann. Das würde ich jetzt noch gerne
What if I told you that the God of the... 22, the Holy Spirit is described as descending on Jesus in the form of a dove. This could be seen as a symbolic representation of a spacecraft descending from the sky and landing near Jesus, with the dove representing the craft's gentle landing. This spirit mentioned in religious texts is not a divine entity or intangible force, but is actually a spacecraft. The descriptions in the texts support the idea that the spirit is a craft capable of hovering, moving deliberately, and potentially even transporting life from other planets. What if I told you that there are markers in your blood put there by extraterrestrials? The Rh factor is a protein that is found on the surface of red blood cells in most people. A person who has the Rh factor protein on their red blood cells is said to be Rh positive, while a person who does not have the protein is Rh negative. Rh factor is important in blood transfusions and during pregnancy. If an Rh negative person receives blood from an Rh positive donor, their body may produce antibodies against the Rh factor, which can cause a severe immune reaction and can be life-threatening. Similarly, if an Rh negative woman is pregnant with an Rh positive fetus, her body may produce antibodies against the fetus's Rh factor, which can cause hemolytic disease of the newborn. To prevent these complications, doctors often test a person's blood for the Rh factor before a transfusion or during pregnancy. If an Rh negative person receives blood, or is pregnant with an Rh positive fetus, they may be given a medication called Rh immunoglobulin to prevent the formation of antibodies against the Rh factor. In the United States, it is estimated that around 85% of the population is Rh positive, while the remaining 15% is Rh negative. The percentage of Rh negative individuals can vary by population and geographic location. For example, in some populations, such as those of Asian descent, the percentage of Rh negative individuals may be lower. It is important to note that the Rh factor is inherited, and a person's Rh status is determined by their parents' blood type. The Rh factor is a genetic anomaly that is not found in other primates, which suggests that it originated from a source outside of human evolution. It is present in a significant percentage of the human population, and yet its origins remain a mystery. The Anunnaki, ancient Sumerian deities, were said to have created humans through genetic manipulation, and it is possible that they may have had a hand in introducing the Rh factor to the human genome. Furthermore, some proponents of the theory argue that the Rh factor may have been introduced to humanity to serve as a marker of those who are genetically related to the Anunnaki. In other words, those who are Rh positive may have inherited their genes from the Anunnaki, while those who are Rh negative may not have this genetic connection. The presence of the Rh factor in a significant portion of the human population, coupled with its genetic anomaly, suggests that it originated from an external source, such as the Anunnaki. Additionally, some proponents of the theory may argue that the Anunnaki, as advanced extraterrestrial beings, may have had the knowledge and technology to manipulate the human genome, which could have resulted in the introduction of the Rh factor. The symbol of two entwined serpents has been used in various cultures and mythologies throughout history, and its meaning can vary depending on the context and culture in which it appears. In many cultures, the serpent is associated with knowledge, wisdom, and transformation, as well as with fertility, healing, and rebirth. In the ancient Sumerian culture, this was also a significant symbol, and it was often associated with the god Enki, who was regarded as the god of wisdom, magic, and water. The symbol of entwined serpents, which is a common motif in Sumerian art and iconography, is thought to represent the DNA molecule and the genetic engineering of humans by the Anunnaki. In other cultures, such as ancient Egypt, the serpent was associated with the goddess Wadjet and was seen as a protective symbol, representing the power of the pharaoh and his ability to protect his people. And by the time we get to the Judeo-Christian tradition, the serpent is now associated with temptation and evil, as it appears in the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The parallels begin to mount as we dig deeper.
Development of the human genome. That the human being today, what we call Homo sapiens sapiens, the thinking ape, we are a hybrid, and we have been genetically manipulated into who and what we are by advanced extraterrestrial intelligence. There are people who are not ready to hear that. Most traditional Darwinists are not ready to hear that. But there has been intelligent How do you tell people that you and I and we, all of us, are genetic hybrids? That we are not the product of evolution? Evolution is real, it exists, it happens. But human beings, there have been what many of the scholars are saying, interference, intelligent interference.